Valens Research, Uniform Financial Analytics.
Boston Property is one of the largest REITs, and specifically commercial REITs in the United States. And I can't spell properties. So let's just do Boston Prop and wait for this to come up. The really interesting thing for Boston Properties, right, as one of the biggest commercial REITs in the US, is they've been very exposed to everything that you would think about from the at-home revolution. And right, nobody going into the office for the last year for work if they could avoid it. And the fact that even as we start to return to the office, right, a return to the office that for many companies has now been delayed by a fourth time, not January of 2021, not April or July of 2021, not now September of 2021, but for many companies, possibly January 1st or beyond in 2022, if ever. And even when companies return to the office, they're going to go, many of them, to a hybrid structure where you won't have as many people in the office any given day. You would expect that to be a disaster for the commercial REITs. However, looking at as reported metrics, and what this is here is just showing the as reported EPS for Boston Properties. On an as reported basis, EPS rose in 2020 versus 2020 to 2019. You would say, oh my God, look at this. This is somehow a commercial REIT that has been able to buck this trend. This must be one of the best businesses in the world in terms of its operations. Well, the reason why you think that is because of how bad as reported metrics are. In reality, not surprisingly, the company's EPS dropped by half last year. It didn't double in one of the worst years to be owning office places really ever. And we can see that on a uniform accounting basis too, where uniform accounting ROA, which had been stable, dropped in 2020 and is forecast to drop even more in 2021 and 2022. Right? You wouldn't realize this if you're looking at as reported metrics, because you see that EPS metric and go, wow, it doubled. This is awesome. This business must be remarkably stable and have such secure tenants that nobody is going anywhere. It's only when you look at the real data that you realize EPS isn't going up, it's going down. It's not even a question of the level of profitability for the business. You can't even get trends right if you're looking at as reported metrics. And that's a real central issue here. It's not just about understanding how good a business is. It's figuring out, do you have a declining or an improving business, a growing or a shrinking business? And you can't see that using as reported metrics. Only using the real uniform accounting data can you understand a company's real profitability, real growth, real valuations. And can you actually value a business? And not just that, you can do it faster when you have the data already there for you.
Valens Research, the world's leading source for uniform financial analytics.